Hello, everyone, and welcome to a special edition episode of Euphoria. We are live 30 minutes, maybe, after Rogue lifted the trophy 3-0 over G2. We're here to capture some of the moment as it was captured in PGL and in the post-game interviews, and also talk a little bit more about the future, reflect on the season, look back at Rogue, talk about Trymbi, obviously Drakos, Caedrel, and our special guest, Trymbi.
Hello.
Previously mentioned. The generic interview question that everybody hates, but I think is so important, is how do you feel? But since you already answered, I think, that question, I just want to know, when you woke up today and you're talking to the team and you're like going through your draft prep, was a 3-0 over G2 like on the radar? Was this something that you thought was possible?
It was, I think. It was like the way we were thinking about it with some of the players. I think it was like we were really confident about our play if we played the way we played on the previous day. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I personally, I don't know, I didn't really care how many games I would take and if we would win or lose. I just wanted to have fun on the stage as I did yesterday. So that's kind of was my point of view, I would say.
How did you turn this ship around in a week? You guys got 3-0'd by G2 the week before, last week. Now you come in, Fnatic are the favorites, demolished. G2 are the favorites, even more demolished. What changed in that week? Was it gameplay or was it just team atmosphere and vibes?
Gameplay-wise, for sure, we kind of started to I always thought that we needed to talk with each other more, but I don't think it necessarily happened. It was more about us covering for each other, I would say, during the game and outside kind of, as well as just, I don't know, we enjoyed our time. I mean, I need to enjoy, I think, the game a lot of times, and I really, this new experience with moving to the place a couple of days before, right? Just me being able to, I don't know, just look at the stage, just listen to the silence of the stage before already everything happened. It just was so nice. But how did we turn it around? I don't know. I was not ready for this. What happened? I don't think anyone was like this. I think we just knew if we play our game, we can do a lot. But and probably everyone thought that we could win, but it was not something we'll completely smash it. We know it. We are not egoistic. We're not thinking about the win at all. I think at some point we are just trying to make each other's gameplay as best as possible and just make it work for each other.
Yeah, and Odo was having an interview just after you won, and one question that stood out to me was, he said, if we were in Berlin, we probably would have just got stomped and lose here.
Yeah,
so I think you are the team with the least stage experience overall with players combined. It's your first big arena, Comp, Malrang, Larsen. What was the vibe? Were you excited? Were you nervous? How was the first game against Fnatic? Did the jitters disappear? And then after the Saturday game coming to Sunday, were you even more excited because of the stage?
And first of all, I think me, Lauren, Odo, I don't know about others, but I felt like we were just fed up with both choking thing as well as just the fact that we played 3 finals outside. I don't know. I think we either were 3 times in the last week, or actually I think past 4 splits. Past 4 splits, there was a statistic that we are always in the final week. Mm-hmm. I think 3 times finals, 1 time semifinals, and we never got to play on a big stage. The LEC experience, it's I really like the stage, but when it comes to fans, when you play against G2, for instance, it's not something that is too easy to play, right? Because there are not that many seats to sit in, as well as G2 fans are obviously enormous, right? They're everywhere, so that's a thing. And I think we just when it comes to before the game, I was shitting my pants before the game. I didn't know, because I was comparing it to the silence, right, of the arena. I really liked it. I liked it how big it is, but then I realized how huge it is.
Yeah.
And then I saw all these people on Saturday. Saturday it was not even full, right? But I still could see everybody. And I don't know. I think everyone was stressing out, and then we just sit down and did the tech check, right? Before, I think Saturday was maybe 1 hour, 2 hours before, and everyone just sat down and everyone felt at home, legit. Yeah. It felt like it was where we were supposed to be before, but we didn't get a chance to. So, I mean, that's kind of what happened.
Yeah, I feel like I've always seen you've always been a very you're pretty well spoken but pretty soft spoken person, and we saw that in your interview beforehand. Like you wish that just a good series, you know, you weren't out here making big cocky statements, and you said yourself you don't have an ego. But one of the things that I love the most, and I think a lot of people are going to gravitate to, is how you reacted when you were popping off in those games. And the fact that not only were you cheering and going wild, and I feel like we saw a side of you we didn't see, but you were directing the crowd in a way that like players in League of Legends haven't historically do. Like, where did this come from, man? Because you were like, you guys want to fight, and you're like putting your hands together, you're looking at the crowd, you're like demanding that they play, that they like act based on how you are acting, that they respond to you. And I thought that was like, that to me was one of the coolest things I've seen in a long time. It was amazing. That was like a really, but what was going through your head in those moments? You're like winning these fights, you're popping off. Talk to me about that.
About the first thing, I would say it's like, I like to have a little bit of ego, right? I like to ego if people like talk trash and BM. I like this stuff. I personally think it's very nice, but the issue with me is that I don't know personally like almost all of the players, right, outside of my team. So to me, I don't know how they will respond to what they would say, like it's to what I would say. I mean, like sometimes I could say it, right, and right now people are like, oh, we're gonna trash talk Trymbi, right, or something, but I don't really care. I legit don't care if you trash talk me. Like people try to do that, and I don't think it works. Like you trash talk, you just give motivation, right? That's kind of how it works. But on the other hand, it's just, I don't think it's worth it. Like I would like to trash talk people that I actually talk with, right? Like I know where the boundaries are at, and I think that's something that, like, for example, I think Shox was talking some time ago about it, and I think that, like, I think it was like a video like so long time ago, like 2K18 about it, and I kind of have the same mindset about it. Like I don't know if I could talk to them more and more, and I could like not set up, I wouldn't like to set up, but if I knew where I can go, I would actually trash talk and make them at least, you know, trash talk me back. Right? But and when it comes to just those emotions, I think last year I've been like, I had similar emotions to what I had, but I just couldn't really show it. Like I felt like I think every time I would show these moments, I think people were freaking out quite a bit. I think they just didn't understand the way I was working. Like the thing is that I do enjoy, right, I try to enjoy every single moment of my life. Sometimes it's hard, but like you feel sad, sometimes you feel desperate, and that happens. But when we're winning or when we're doing good stuff, I want to like celebrate it, right? I mean, small like actions. And that's something that I couldn't really do last year, I felt like before. Maybe as well due to the state, right? I didn't really do it in the spring. But here, I just felt like I'm unleashed, right? Like I can do whatever I want. And I know my limits as well, because I learned them from last year. I know where can I go, where I can go, what can I do in order to both make my teammates pretty comfortable with the fact that I'm not going with my mind around and I'm staying with them, as well as I can like at least try to show all the fans how I feel, so they can at least try to grasp it a little bit of what I could be potentially feeling.
And I'm so glad that you felt comfortable to do that, because I think I love that. Like I've seen, there's so many iconic moments in other esports, you know, like CSGO, etc., where you see players directing a crowd like you did today. And like, I just like, I don't really have any sentiment about this past that. I think it was really cool. Like it was just really cool. It was like it was a sick moment. And I hope people follow in your suit, because that was like, for people who don't know, like we've been in a lot of big venues, and as long as G2 have been like a fan favorite, sometimes it's like, it's hard to feel like the house is anything but G2 favored. And credit to Malmö, credit to our entire audience here this weekend, and even to the G2 fans who I think were also cheering for you by the end. But like, it was incredible, like how many people cheered for Rogue this weekend. This is not something that I was ready for. And like, they were not only were they respectful, but like, I feel like we got to watch live and in person, like so many people just being converted to Rogue fans. Like I feel like you guys fought for that tooth and nail, because there's teams that have plot armor like Fnatic and G2, teams that have been around for so long, and you guys have been around, but this was cool because it felt like the turning of a new page for Rogue. Like
kind of felt like it, I mean, just the way it just I mean, when I came like before yesterday and today, like I obviously could see, right, how many people were like cheering for Fnatic or G2, but then, you know, I would like walk around the stage, just not like talk with them, but sometimes, you know, like listen to them when they like start talk to me, and they're like, yeah, we cheer for this team, but we cheer for you, we cheer for all the like. That's what they were saying, and I don't know. I think it just helped out the fact that we are like individually just being liked, or not maybe being liked, but people could like maybe try to emphasize more when they saw our faces, and that's kind of what it helped. Like I saw so many G2 fans today, right, when I was walking outside and stuff, and they always would say hi, right? They would always say, "Man, you played so good yesterday," or like, "Yeah, like don't like yesterday when I versus Fnatic when we had a versus Fnatic game, and I was at the expo for like a bit, and then I went out. There were like 4 Fnatic fans. I don't know. I would think they would like trash talk me or something, right? Because that's what I kind of imagine from Twitter, right? When I see Fnatic fans, but then I come and they're like, "Hey man, please don't stomp them completely." I'm like, "What? Why are you coming with such things?" Like, and then I'm like, I will make sure Hilly is fine, and that's it. That's what I said. That's actually what I said to them, because I had really nice talks with Hilly during the when we were like checking up stuff, doing the rehearsals. I had like nice talks, and he actually helped me a bit when it comes to like how the stage looks, like how it feels, etc.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head that a lot of people are like latched and captured by the individual stories, like you and Odo, and Malrang was a substitute coming from Korea, and Comp was bench, and Larsen's in front of his home crowd. And I think this was the most powerful finals emotionally that I've ever seen personally. Casting it was emotional.
I mean, I can't disagree in this exact moment. Maybe like in a week we'll look back and go, oh, whatever. But like in this moment, I'm never going to contest you on that. That's like...
It's, I think, a lot of emotions in the arena, and you could see all of the fans, all of the crowd, everyone was rogue at the end. And I think it was a long time coming, and it's finally here. Do you feel, I know there's a lot of emotions. What are you leaning more towards? Are you feeling more towards like excitement and cheery, or are you like relieved and happy for Odo Amne that he's finally done it? What is like the main emotion you latch onto after this final?
I'm not sure, because like we could have already got one final, right? And I think like it was individually misplayed, and I could tell like I entered or somebody entered, and it's like nice. I don't think actually that's the first time ever we like win something like a more that matters, right? Not like I'm compared to like, let's say, I don't know, G2 win and before our first finals when no one thought we would win against G2 or others, and at that moment I felt really relieved. I felt relieved, but today I felt happy. I felt I could see joy. Like that was completely different. It was not even close to what I felt before. So it was like completely new feeling. Like I didn't feel like I'm so exhausted. I mean, obviously I am. I was and I am, but I was not really like relieved that it ended, right? Like, or like we got it, right? I was like, we got it, and not like I want more, but I want to show how like happy I am about it.
I mean, obviously, like we won't keep you here for too much longer, because I think we want to get you back to your team and help you celebrate, and probably we want to celebrate too. I mean, it's been an amazing.
I was not
event.
with the team for like an hour and a half now. Actually,
we'll get you back.
I was doing like interviewing to other and to this, so it's like quite a bit actually.
Let's get the boys back together then. But as a final topic to explore, let's look ahead. Worlds is coming up, man, and I think that domestically, you have been doubted, Rogue as a whole, the team. Internationally, you've been doubted as well. And don't get me wrong, I don't think we're coming in with the West as clear favorites. It's not 2019 anymore.
Sure not.
But what are your ambitions? What do you think the team's ambitions are when you look ahead to Worlds? I know I don't want to take away again from the moment of the day, but just to look ahead a bit.
And honestly, I just want like everyone to be like aware of what we can do, and just individually just make sure that we are like there with the best possible mindset and mental, and whatever happens. I really, like I could say now that we can win Worlds, right? Like everyone would like laugh me off, etc. But I think that we can do a lot. We can for sure make it look good for you, and I want to make it look good for you. But at the end of the day, I just want everyone to have fun and enjoy the process in which we're gonna be in. So that's kind of what matters to me the most.
I think the most important thing from today is you've shown what Rogue's capable of, and you've shown like what peak form Rogue is capable of, and it's not something you have to achieve or strive for anymore. It's just something you have to rinse and repeat, right? So going into national tournament, I'm just really excited for.
And I can tell you, I don't know if it was like the peak. I think we could play mechanically sometimes even better. I think we were just a better team, but I believe we can be mechanically even better.
There's always room for improvement.
There's always, obviously, but yeah, I think if it could be like so crazy if we played like mechanically the best. And I'm not talking about others, like I'm talking about myself as well. Like I fucking first time Tamkens. I don't know the last time I played it, by the way. I actually don't know. I don't know why I picked it, but
It was a crazy pick in those fights.
it was really good. It was really good, and I liked. I mean, no one likes it into the karma, but like it's so chill.
The cheeky double TP top on the lane swap for Herald
Of
didn't
little
work, but it was a little
spellbook.
spice.
Yeah, no one would think of it at first, right? Like he just takes spellbook. What can he do actually with that one? But yeah, I like the fact that I like people believe me, and like obviously Freddy was like completely. I mean, we'd have like a meme, right? If you last pick Braum or Tamkens, something went wrong in draft. That's what we basically say. So I mean, sometimes it's good, but there's always a better champion. There's always a better champion. I couldn't find it there. Maybe there was, but I think there it was really good anyway. Regardless if we didn't get pushed with Caitlyn, which is unlucky. But
Yeah.
I mean, I felt I don't know. When I played the lane, 5 minutes went in, and I'm like, we won. Or like I know that I'm better than at least support. That's what I felt during the laning phase. So that was like powerful for sure during the second game.
I love that confidence, man. The fact that you got to also win both sides of, I think, Soraka Lulu across the games. The fact that you really got to show
I guess
off.
we actually did, yeah.
Because like that's the thing is, especially in a world where I think most supports make a name for themselves in Europe in Rakan metas, and you've had some fantastic Rakan games, or they come into big teams. I think like Targamas has, no disrespect to Targamas, he's had a lot of great games too. But the fact that you're out here making a name for yourself on Enchanters is one really cool, and also just funny to me. Like this is not a European thing. European Enchanters have a trash reputation, but you're out here changing the narrative, dude. And I think that's. I mean, it was a pleasure to watch, man.
And I really like the fact that I could showcase what I have in my inventory. I didn't really showcase much. I play Lulu, Soraka, Tamkens. I mean, I would never like to showcase Tamkens in public, that's for sure.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, sometimes you have to. So yeah, it's like, it was nice that I could pick those. I'm a bit sad for LS because there was a Nasus angle today. There actually was. So.
Oh, I know. You did hover it for a very long time.
I'm pretty sad I didn't pick it because I believed in the fact that I would stomp it. I think today if I would get Nasus in a good matchup, I would completely destroy it. Not even close. So it's sad. Sad I couldn't pick it. I mean, I don't think, did we scream? We didn't scream the champ for so long.
Maybe first timing that as well.
I mean, I did the Tamkens fix. So,
exactly.
If I first time Tamkens, I can do the Nasus. But yeah, it's kind of like this. I mean, people believe me in what I can play, and like, I know I used to be a one trick. Like I used to be a trash one trick back in the day on Nordic server, and like I used to play so many different champs in the meantime as well. Like for so many years that.
Yeah.
And I like watching how people play. Like I loved watching like Chinese enchanters, the way they play the aggressive. I mean, sometimes they're like so stupid, right? Not the play. I mean the solo queue players, not the actual pro players.
Yeah.
The solo queue players sometimes they're like mental. They do so many bad stuff. But the way sometimes they lane, they just showcase you that it can be on another level. And that's kind of pretty nice to watch for sure. At least that's what I used to believe, right? Like for example, like who would have thought that you would last pick Soraka with Kalista game one? Like
you're just psycho for
everyone
that.
would be like. Yeah, it's bad Broly, right? It makes no sense. But then we come to the game, we win lane, we make sure that it's good champion versus all that. I don't remember any team. I just picked it. So,
as a last thing before we let you go and get back to the team, final thing this time, I promise.
No
Any final words for the people who have been there with you through this entire journey? Because we talked about it. It's easy to see the Rogue fan or the G2 fans and the Fnatic fans. They've been here a long time. They've won a ton. But the Rogue fans have been there, and we obviously heard a lot more of them this weekend in the phase. And I feel like this is a fan base that's growing probably at an insane pace now after this incredible story and incredible run through playoffs. But are there any words to the people the day ones, the people who have been there through thick and thin these last few years?
Man, I'm happy they stayed. And I'm sure that they were thinking about leaving and just going to actual team, right? That doesn't like showcase so many weird stuff, and it's not as consistent. I mean, we are consistent, but sometimes we weren't, in a sense. That makes sense. And yeah, that's probably something that I would like be sad about if I was a Rogue fan. But now I would just hope that we can go better and better. And regardless if we win or lose, doesn't matter if we have some losses and wins. Like, I just want to be, just be the best version of ourselves every day. And I hope that we can showcase it during the Worlds for them. And I'm really happy that they stayed by and they were showing that actually Rogue fans are the ones that are like, not the nicest, but I mean, the nicest as well, but it's just people that they don't really care about like other teams. They'll cheer for your team, I believe. So that's so nice about it.
Yeah.
Well, I think we can say on behalf of all of the Rogue fans and all of the LEC fans, just congratulations.
Yeah, man.
You've done it. You've won the
Did it.
title.
Yeah, baby.
Hell, I love it. I mean, well earned, dude. I mean, incredible final. Again, thank you for coming on and talking to us. Help us capture some of this moment and look forward. I wish I could pull Kobe right now and said, I never doubted them. I doubted you a ton. And
You proved us all wrong.
And you proved us all wrong.
Everyone.
You proved every single person who ever predicted against you in this playoffs wrong. And I think that alone speaks volumes.
So powerful. Yeah.
So I'll just say that I won't make that mistake again.
It's okay.
I believe in you. I believe in Rogue for Worlds. I hope all EU fans follow suit.
No, it's nice to be underdogs. I felt it for so many
JK,
years.
I doubt you. You're an underdog now.
Yeah, I'm not so
But
sure.
honestly, no. I'm really not. So when we're actually the winning, it's like it's a how was it called? It's like a privilege to if you feel the pressure on you. So that's always something that is very nice to deal with. So I would love to have it right now, for sure.
Well, again, thank you for coming on, man. I'm excited to see what EU looks like with Rogue leading the charge as first seed.
I think G2, after this loss, they'll I mean, it's G2, right? They're always coming back stronger. So I believe for both teams it's going to be good.
But I hope that next time we talk, and I hope that when I talk about other players, people are going to say something about Rogue. Because you just said it. You said G2 always come back stronger. Fnatic, they're never out till they're out. I hope people start to say the same stuff about Rogue
see,
soon.
We'll actually see how it goes.
One step at a time, brother. Yeah. For now, this has been a special episode of the EUphoria Podcast, final episode of the season. Worlds is just around the corner, kicking off with play-ins in Mexico City. You'll have to wait, sadly, but also happily, until New York to see our boy here, Trymbi, on stage.
New York,
I think we might be there too, hopefully.
Yeah.
But this has been the final episode of EUphoria. Thank you to everyone who watched the final. Reminder, if you ever trash talk a Rogue player, it's not too late to go back and be like, yo, my bad, bro, I love you now. Good job, you know?
You finally did it. You
Redemption
proved
arc.
it wrong.
All right.
And that's it.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, dude.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.